think they've tried to have conversations with management. I know they've kind of said that, and they said that the responses they were getting was quite blunt, and it's just do the calls and emails. So, and I was like, it's difficult because I feel like when you're probably, because they are new to the role, so they're like a brand new SDR, and I feel it's difficult. If somebody told me just do the calls and emails, I'd be like, right, cool, I've got an understanding, I know what to do, I've got a process. But
Right.
when you're new to it, and it's not something you're really used to, it's just like, what? Like, but what do you mean? How do I do these calls? How do I do these objections? And I kind of was just asking, do you have regular one-to-ones? Do you have catch-ups? I was like, something that I miss and that lacks is I don't have my catch-ups with my SDRs as much as I did in previous roles. They said they were pretty close with the sort of BDR, SDRs, and quite a lot of the BDRs they've spoke to have said, like, yeah, you're kind of in an awkward situation because you don't have a territory. You're not allowed to touch stuff that's brand new, and there's stuff in there that we've already been assigned to. So you're kind of limited on what you can do in terms of leads. So it's like, I went, well, there's confirmation that you've not went mental because I think they were kind of getting the vibe of, am I going crazy or just finding, like, is it just me that sees this? I was like, there's your confirmation. I went, even reference, if they're okay with it, one of your conversations you've had with them to your manager. And they were like, I have, but it's quite limited. And I think initially they were kind of maybe getting the fear because there's already been conversations 2 weeks in kind of saying if you've not hit target, you won't pass probation, which can be daunting for anyone to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
2 weeks in, I was like, that shouldn't really be, if I was a manager, that's not really how I would approach it. I would kind of just be more of a, listen, the key focus in the next 2 weeks is to get those KPI numbers up. Let's focus on the email. Let's focus on the calls. They're not silly. They know it's a hard graft. If you're not hitting the numbers, you will kind of be out the door, unfortunately. That's the way sales works. But kind of word it like that 2 weeks in. I was like, for me personally, walking into that industry, it would scare the crap out of me. So I can understand the vibes, the feelings, kind of uncertainty, I guess. And I think I think the fear's probably just trickling in, and it's just that I don't know what to do. And when I ask for help, there's not a lot of clarification, basically.
100.
Can I just say, sorry, there's loads of managers like that. I mean, I'm in a really good position. The reason why I quit my job is because I hated working for somebody else, because these things happen over and over again. And so I know I'm about to talk from a space of privilege that I don't need to worry about pissing off my manager. But my friends went through, it makes her look like a really shit employee, but not in sales, but she went through like 5 jobs in the space of like 3 years before she found the one. And it wasn't obviously I wasn't in there, but it didn't seem to be her. It seemed to be the culture and the environment that didn't suit her. So maybe your friend should just look for something that works for her.
That's kind of what I've said. I was like, look, I can't tell you what to do. I was like, I'm not you, so I don't know what works for you, or I don't know what feels right for you. So I've kind of said, from an outside perspective, what you've said, maybe looking at account manager roles or CSM roles could be good for you. I was like, you're the only one that would kind of understand that. If you still want to go down the SDR route, don't let one bad experience ruin it. Because I was like, there's been loads of interviews I've went for where I've thought this is kind of how it's been made out to be. Went for the interviews, didn't get a good vibe, and said, look, this isn't really aligning to what my future looks like wish you all the best. And I went, it's natural, it's life. I was like, it's not going to be for everyone. We're big football fans, so I just kept comparing it to like a footballer. If they're playing for like their boyhood club, they go out and play for another team, maybe not hitting form, maybe not hitting the numbers that they hit for their boyhood club. There's a lot of adjustment. There's a lot of getting used to different cultures, different leagues, different teammates. You need to wait till you've proper fit in. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. I was like, that's okay, but you can always go to another club or another, company, and it could work out there, but only they'll be able to make that decision. And I went, you need to really sit down and go, is this really affecting me as much as I think it is? Or is it, is it something I can deal with? And I went, and only you can really answer that. I can't tell you kind of what to do in that situation. I've had to do it before. A lot of other people have had to do it before, but, you're the only one that can make that decision yourself.